Peace and blessings. Happy Tuesday. Kind of getting a little ahead of myself. Tuesday. This week been going by pretty fast. Had a lot going on over the weekend. Kids starting back to school. Kind of happy about that. Education is important. A lot of people finish school and then they go to higher education, college, different uh, programs or whatnot. Education is always out there, always available. And it's always an honor and journey. Welcome to Team Angie. I'm team member Aaron Glenn, private personal consultant. Also, I advocate for mental health awareness. And I like to put positive vibes on the timeline. I appreciate you for tuning in, whether it be on your television, on your mobile device, or your tablet. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Get this video pushed out to like 1,000 shares and 1,000 likes. But nevertheless, this is the reading for today. Today is August 12th, 2025. And I like to read from Enjoying Peace in His Presence by Sarah Young, Jesus Calling. Just got done creating some art. I'm pretty excited about that. I'll be sharing that with you all in a moment. I have a few different projects in mind that I'm working on, a few different things that I have put to the side for now. I need a little more education to proceed. So, that's what that is. And basically trying to get my coins together. I got the contract wrote out. Everything is set to go, but it's just taking a little time to really understand the process of what they're asking for. And really, I know what I need to do. I just haven't been using my time and energy to do it. I need to create a new website. It's an exciting process. It's fun, but I just didn't feel like it. To be honest, you got to be real with yourself. That's what's holding me back is me. And when I find the courage and the strength and the energy to tackle that process, that's what I would do when that project comes along. Also, creating different things to be prepared for when I launch. Trying to launch on my birthday. Also, different things that's going on as far as unveiling the letter that I wrote to myself a year ago when I started digital marketing. You guys would like to know my journey, my experiences, my ups, my downs, my goals that I set for myself for this journey that I embarked on a year ago. Team Angie is coming on 3 years, 3 years old, September 22nd. Digital marketing is an extension of the service and products that we have available. I'm a private personal consultant. I have a different website for that, and that's basically what I offer besides my digital products, which are e-courses. Step-by-step free blueprint to teach you how to start your own online business. Those of you looking for a passive income online, time freedom, just to do the things you love and also to find your passions in life. Turn my passions into profit and teach you guys the strategies and tools to do the same. But nevertheless, today is August 12th. Happy Tuesday. And this is the reading for today, for August 12th, 2025. Come to me when you are weak and weary. Rest snugly in my everlasting arms. I do not despise your weakness. My child, actually, it draws me closer to you because weakness stirs up my compassion, my yearning to help. Accept yourself in your weariness, knowing that I understand how difficult your journey has been. Do not compare yourself with others who seem to skip along their life paths with ease. Their journey has been different from yours, and I have gifted them with abundant energy. I have gifted you with fragility, fragility, providing opportunities for your spirit to blossom in my presence. Accept this gift as a sacred treasure, delicate yet glowing with brilliant light. Rather than struggling to disguise or deny your weakness, allow me to bless you richly through it. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 3, and also Isaiah chapter 54, verse 10. In another book, Romans chapter 8, verse 26. This is the reading for today of August 12th. Pretty cool, huh? To know that we co-create with God, and also besides that, that our Creator desires for us to be whole. Just like if you created a software product, program, created a business, you created a child in this life, you have plans for them to prosper. You have plans for them to be the best and the most they can be. And that's the same as what I created. My bad, I'm just trying to find my page that I put this in. I use this as my little uh, uh, book thing. I forget what they call it stuff. My reminders or whatever. I like to read and also I like to write. Reading and writing is essential, also fundamental to understand what you read and to know how to write complete paragraphs so people can understand what you write, even yourself. Some of my writings are a bit sloppy. It's all right, I can read it. Sometimes my little binder has been through some stuff. But one thing I do and why I advocate for mental health awareness, I like to journal. Journaling helps me be mindful of what I'm experiencing throughout my day. It helps me figure out, like, the signs and symbols for the universe so that I can communicate with my surroundings, communicate with my spirit, and be guided, grounded, and balanced in life. Also, it helps me to have direction and clarity for certain things that I don't understand. I'm going to show you guys some of my art and what being grounded helps. Also, knowing that you're not perfect, not waiting to be perfect or waiting for a perfect moment to start having those experiences in life to become fully fulfilled. A lot of people are empty in life, chasing after meaningless things, empty things, and forever empty throughout their days and lives. And they come back into this world reincarnated, still trying to find fulfillment. But really, once you know yourself, you'll know what it takes and you'll know what the things are in the life that's are waiting for you. I'm an artist and I like to create. And sometimes creating it's a process that becomes, you can feel inadequate from time to time when your creation doesn't come out as you desire it. You can feel self doubt, worthless. A lot of these things that make you feel a certain way, and it's okay to feel inadequate from time to time, to not feel equipped with the skills, the mindset that it takes to succeed in certain areas in life. Our Creator knows what we go through. He knows our journey, and He knows what our heart's desires. It's about being aligned with those desires so that you can receive those experiences and not waiting for a perfect moment because it'll never happen. You'll never be able to truly be authentic with yourself, waiting for time to be perfect or trying to create that perfect creation. You end up holding yourself back. I learned this almost a year and a half ago. A dear friend of mine was telling me, like, just put your stuff out there. Don't put that pen down because I was drawing and painting at the same time. He was like, are you still creating? I was like, yeah. And I was kind of like stuck on a project that I didn't really like how it was turning out. She was like, put it out there, don't try to be so perfect with everything. Just give yourself a chance. And been giving myself a chance to grow. And it's been a beautiful experience, evolving, because that's what it takes to be uncomfortable when you're evolving, growing into the person you need to be to have the experiences that you desire, to be the person that it takes to maintain these things. Success is 90% mindset and 10% skill set that anybody can learn with desire. You will be finding out what I desire to learn from digital marketing, what skills I've learned throughout this almost year journey. And you'll just see, like, how bad I wanted it. You'll see accountability from me, depending on what my goals and dreams were and what they are now. Of course, I've evolved and transitioned to something different and different goals and dreams. But nevertheless, as far as digital marketing and learning high income earning skills, I can definitely say I have succeeded in learning a few new skills, a few new tools to help me succeed in this online business and space. One big thing that I learned from it all was accountability. We had accountability partners. Just being accountable for yourself. You either making excuses or you making something happen for your future. And what I'll be doing on August the 25th is revealing the letter I wrote to myself. to see if I'm being held on myself accountable, if I've been making excuses. It's a simple process, but it hasn't been easy, and it's not easy. It takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of structure. Structure equals freedom, and I haven't been really structured in my business. Coming on my third year, I've been learning a lot, still learning a lot. One thing about being structured, having a 2 hour workday, working from home means working from home. Just because you have time doesn't mean you don't have freedom, especially if you're not doing money making activities. The business will never grow. And you have to treat it as like a baby or like, a beginner project. You have to learn certain things to set your business on auto. Just like when I started off, I checked out the blueprint, simple step by step. But if I never went through the steps, I never have been set up. I've never been able to be ready to launch my website for that website to be out working for me 24 hours a day. That was a part of my automated system, a part of me being coachable, a part of me taking action, and a part of me actually wanting it. Just because you purchase a program or just because you go to school to learn something doesn't mean that the knowledge is going to get into your mind. And even when the knowledge does finally get there, doesn't mean that you're being wise using the knowledge when you're not. I mean, that doesn't mean you're being wise or you're not using the knowledge that you receive. You can sit here and cram your brain with different information all day, different knowledge, but if you never use it, that's not being wise. So I just figured that it's time to start being wise, time to start making my time make sense and make my actions make sense. And when I'll be reading that letter, I'll be looking back at the young me, the past me, to see how bad of a future I want. Like even now, I could say I dream of having these things. I want that. I want whatever, right? But what you do with your time is important. Are you actually doing things that's going to help you get closer to your dreams, or are you doing things that's pulling you further away? Because whether you do or you don't, either way, time goes by, and time is all that you have in this world. And your word, and my word to myself was, we're going to do something to keep Team Angie going, no matter what it takes. And that's why I started digital marketing. It's not the reason I created Team Angie. I will get to that in a bit. But the reason why I started digital marketing was to have value for my company and to be able to upscale my company in value. So now my company is worth a few $1,000s. It started off as like $100 worth, 100 when I had the accessories, and I've been upscaling in value, upscaling in knowledge, and now I know a lot of different things to help me succeed. Not only just to have customers, but recurring customers, and basically have a steady business. A lot of people fail their first year because they don't have the time to get the knowledge that it takes. Also, they don't pay attention to certain things. You can get so busy and creating, and that's cool, it's good, but at the end of the day, you have to have certain things structured. You have to pay attention to certain things, like with your taxes. A lot of people, they either do it annually or quarterly, and they forget to do the taxes quarterly, and they end up being so far into debt, or they just don't pay the taxes. They start making so much money, and they get to trying to stunt on people, and now they don't have enough money to maintain a business. And I'll give you a prime example, but they bounce back. It's just an example, like of how people, you can see these things, and they really good actors. Start off a musician like Will Smith, you would probably forget that he was a musician, and he is a musician, but he acts so good, you would think that he started off acting. But nevertheless, when he was making money doing music, he wasn't mindful of paying taxes and taking care of the responsibilities. So he ended up going into debt. And when he ended up going into debt, he ended up trying different things to keep his business going. So that's how we ended up starting up the Fresh Prince of Bel Air TV sitcom or whatever. And he was basically working that for free. If you guys didn't know, he was doing that sitcom for free, just paying back taxes to stay afloat, to have a business, to be able to upscale and be a profitable business. A lot of people make money throughout the year and make money in business, and it's cool. And it's all about how much you grow throughout the year, how much you obtain, and how much you can use to keep you going throughout the next year. So that's what it's about. Everybody has to learn. It's a learning curve. It's a learning process, especially for those of you who are just like me, business savvy, or just hopped into it because it's a dream and desire, and you're learning along the way. I have a lot of different mentors that's teaching me different things. I look up to them as far as their stories, what they've been through, and their uh, their drive and ambition, and keep going. Reaching different higher levels of success. It's just encouraging, and inspiring. I'm not trying to copy and imitate. It's just I learned certain things because certain things work for me and certain things don't. It's just about finding out what works for you and strategizing along the way. Not everything my mentors do work for me because we're different people. I have to be me and do what I do as far as putting myself out there in the way that I want to be represented. And like I was saying, you start off one way and end up another way, especially if you're not focused, if you don't have any mission, if you don't have a real reason on why you're doing what you're doing. The reason why I always keep you going. A lot of people hop in and they hop back out because they don't have no real reason why they're doing it. It's just to compete with somebody else, and then when their momentum runs out or their false expectations don't exceed the reality that they're met with, it's discouraging, and they simply be discouraged and move on. Some of my people that I started off with, that I look up to on the YouTubes or whatever, right? They're not around anymore because they didn't have the passion to keep going, and the reason why they started wasn't for authentic reasons in the first place. Real teachers, real educators, they be out here, they doing it day and night, and of course, people take breaks and pauses, whatever. We live life, but nevertheless, you don't see them out here doing it for money. You see it's something that they're passionate about, like Young Pharaoh, Goddess Ayana, and different other people like that. As far as who I feel genuine, they put out real knowledge, and they don't get the flowers that they deserve. So they take their breaks and they go be where they're appreciated, which is what people should do. And I still see them from time to time, but they upscaling. The stuff that they was putting out was way beyond a lot of people's time, and now they're in the future doing those futuristic things that they had dreams and goals of. And if I want to be a part of that, I would subscribe to what they got going on and stuff like that. But the reason why I'm not, and the reason why I have not, is because the level that they were on at the time helped me become who I am and the level that I am on now. And now I'm working on, upscaling, upgrading, and thinking bigger like they're thinking bigger. Like they moved ahead. And now I'm at that moment where like I understand where their mind was at, and I'm basically, putting my energy into some of the things that I took from them as far as like I want to feel smart, I want to be smart, I want to know that I am smart, and then I'm making smart decisions when it comes to elevating and growing in life, because I'm all about growth and development, like the folks. But nevertheless, that's what's important to me, growing throughout my lifetime experience. Look back at my life and I can see my growth, see the mindset change, see uh, the evolve, see my evolution. Can't even find the right word, but nevertheless, I'm growing. Look back after year and see where I've come from and my landmarks, all these different milestones. My third year in business, I never thought that this would be a reality of mine. And so many other things that are just manifesting themselves because what I like to spend my time and my mind on. Where your mind goes, the attention goes, and the energy goes as well. Whatever you focus, the universe will create that experience for you. You focus. But nevertheless, that's how you manifest. A lot of people not happy with their lives because they don't know how to use their mind. The mind is a constant battle of distractions, different bullshit. Whatever you choose to focus on, but that's what you have more of. It's about discernment. Like, just got all this new art created. Shit dope. study up in a category, I mean a catalog. Category is the same as how I digital wealth. How you do shit like this, put yourself in position. I spend my time like this. Like I just dropped a few more pieces y'all can check out for sale. And these are 100% profit. You know what I'm saying? I don't split profits. I don't need a bunch of motherfuckers to do this. It don't take all day. I enjoy what I do. And it's a part of my little 2 hour workday. And when my little 2 hours done, I'll be and have more value to myself, to my company, and different little stuff that I decide to do with my time. Same shit I was talking about now, I was talking about last year. A lot of people want to come to me with different shit they doing or whatever. Now all of a sudden they got questions and they want to ask me what the fuck I'm doing. But it's like, I'm sticking to my path. I'm sticking to what I know. Now I know more of what I know. And a lot of people just like, oh, I think that's something, which it is, which I ain't gonna be repeating myself like shit. You either catch up and get with the mentorship or shit, stay where you at and figure this shit out. A lot of people want to imitate and do similar things and use different things. You can't go around the motherfucker because if you do, then go ahead and figure that shit out. Go and use whatever service you've been using and, do the best with that shit. More success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. But at the end of the day, it's like, shit, why not do what makes sense? If something works, like this is my latest I just dropped. Finish, share it on here, share it on there, share it on here. This is called marketing, digital marketing. Digital products. Shit, I don't have to call y'all. Like that's the type of business if like y'all see me online or whatever. That's cool. But if y'all like doing what I'm doing and we moving forward in the same direction, we can move forward together. If not, then I'm moving forward solo. Like all the shit people got going on, I don't really give a fuck. If we could do this shit together, that's fine. I meet up with people. We could co-create. We could collaborate. I'm always open for collaboration. But you already know how to get in touch with me. Like I don't do a lot of DMs. That shit a waste of my time. A lot of people want to talk about the shit I'm trying to talk about or hear. So I don't got time to be chit chatting and shit. I don't do a lot of that. Talking about business. If you want to talk about business, we could definitely chat. We could collaborate. We could put some ideas together. I'm always creating. That's all I really have time for is creating. Put myself in position. My company anniversary coming up. 2 birthdays. My wonderful prince, my young son, birthday coming up. May this be a blessed school year for you and for all of the children out there. And express their minds. Let's not distract them with the bullshit that us adults have going on with the Facebook fights and all of the silly shit. It's really time for a pause on the bullshit. A lot of adults are into second childhood because they're empty inside and so they're creating a lot of misery and they're sharing that misery with the killing over and it's a lot of mess. It's messy. I just hope that the kids have a chance to get the education they desire, education they need so they can be able to think for themselves. I get caught up in this rat race how the people are. Don't be influencing them to join these cults, these sororities, and all this demonic shit. Let them think for themselves, let them experience life for themselves, and let's not influence them or provoke them with the bullshit that we got going on. It's time to be accountable. It just is what it is, right? I don't engage with the negativity. I'm a positive person, and I'm just human. Uh, Once I detect the bullshit, I like to distract myself away from it because if you're not doing anything to make life better, you're a part of the problems that life is having. Part of the world, I mean, not life. Everybody lives their own life, and everybody has their own problems. But as far as a contribution to the world, you out here setting fires, polluting the water, polluting the air, you're a fucking problem. That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Being mindful, being fruitful, being prosperous and abundance in a way that we all could benefit in the best way. Because we don't want to be having abundance of bullshit because of the people who are in position want to continuously put out a bunch of bullshit. Abundance is basically majority of you have a majority of these are experiences, you have an abundance of that. You have a majority of this material, you have an abundance of that. You have abundance of resources, you have abundance of lack, whatever, right? It's time to really call things for the English language is full of spells and curses. It's why people's minds so fucked up now. It's a lot of subliminal shit going on, and people don't really understand what's going on. It's hard for people to be authentic when they're not really being themselves and when they're being bombarded with all the subliminal shit going on. The symbols, and certain people can't pick up on certain things because they're not socially aware. They're not consciously aware. They're not conscious at all what's going on. It's a lot of empty-minded people in the world. And it just is what it is. I'm not better than nobody. I don't look down on nobody because I learn from any and everybody. But I don't tolerate people that's ignorant, and I don't deal with it. Not separate myself from it. It just is what it is. You not to deal with that type of shit. I don't engage with it because what's coming from it, I don't want to receive. The things that I receive from the universe is the things that I enjoy putting out in the universe, and it's in the even exchange. I enjoy my days, whether I have or whether I have not. I receive my daily bread each day, and that's why I give praise and thanks to God for allowing me to be able to wake up, enjoy this present day, and share His word with others who are grateful and who are trying to become grateful and who want to know more about mental health awareness. This a different little thing. Like I'm in this little situation. Like when you follow your heart and dreams, it leads you into people, places, and things. I heard about this a long time ago. Never really used it. Never really understood it. Never really was in my realm of being. So now this is a part of me being here every day and creating art and also creating a form of income for myself. That's why I'm on here a majority of the time since it's come to me, to my attention, to my awareness. Also, it's a form of automation. I had these things create a lot of stuff for me, um, which is really awesome because let me share this last thing. I was trying to share that though, but it's been like 4 or 5 days, and now I have this different art right here. They can publish. I mean, purchase. Some of it I published, some of it I haven't yet because I haven't um, put my final touches to it. Like you see, I like to have. You probably can't see, but with the mouse, like I got titles to my stuff, and like I put a lot of time and work into it. Like this ain't no just some real quick prompt type shit. Everything has meaning to it and purpose. And then everything that I have on here as well, they have gifties to it. So it's like, it ain't no just so basic shit. And then to check it out, you'll just go here. It looks like this because it's on my page, but on a different page, let me show y'all somebody else shit. Like, because the way it'll look like on my page is different, but like, it show like on there, like this somebody I like this really quick because it is really cool. You go to their page, like y'all would see it like this on my page with all my art and all that stuff. And then like if you want to buy something, you'll click on it, and then they'll show you like it's a little different. I don't think they stuff for sale. Let me try like this. So yeah, they stuff ain't for sale. It may not be. I don't know. So yeah, you could just tip them. Like that's the difference between my shit and some of theirs. I don't know the reason why they doing this, which I care, but all my shit for sale. I guess I could just show y'all one that I published like this. And then when you click on my shit, you'll see like basically right here at the bottom. And then you can check all my shit out on here. Like the title and everything. So yeah, that's the difference between my shit and they shit. Like my for sale, and it's also linked to my website. Show it like this. If they stuff was for sale, they'll give you a little example of how you could do a printout. And we'll do like this. Like this money don't come to me. which I don't mind. Like if they selling my stuff like this or whatever, right? I could even do stuff myself with it, but it's already my shit, so I don't care. But it's available for me to make money, for them to make money, and it ain't a waste of time. Like shit, you know, everything. Oh yeah, you can zoom in too and check all the details out. Like I don't do shit that wastes my time. Like these money making activities. If you work from home, you gotta actually work, or your shit ain't gonna be nothing. In this almost year of digital marketing, I got all this shit going on, and it just took a little bit of time. Yeah, it just take a little time. So that's why I'll be having time to chit chat and a lot of shit like distractions. On the 25th, I'll be reading a letter to see like what's really been going on as far as like what my dreams and goals was. It's just as far as digital marketing because it's not the dreams and goals for my company. The shit I got for my company totally different than this digital marketing shit. But it is a nice addition nevertheless. Where's that tab at? I think this it right here. So yeah, working from home, you gotta actually work though. Like, or your shit ain't gonna be nothing. Like a lot of people think working from home is just being at home, but you gotta work it enough to have your shit set up to where it can be auto. Have your websites out there, have your videos out there, and I drop this shit every day. I got shit scheduled all the way to next year. So if I want to take a break, that's totally fine. My shit's still working for me. And these type of high income earning skills that you learn, be out here chasing out the money and shit. You just spend your money and you make your shit work so it can work for you, and then shit be working for you. And shit, if you don't ever focus on your shit and do your shit, it ain't gonna work for you. This only take me 2 hours a day. I take 30 minutes a day when I'm learning shit. That ain't no money making activity because you can learn all day, but don't do shit with the education. So that ain't bringing no money in. That's totally different. I spend a few different minutes learning different shit, put myself in position. A lot of people lack because of knowledge. Information is out there. People perish for the lack of knowledge. They choose to not learn shit. I learned this from spending my time being educated. I can't put knowledge into somebody's mind. I could tell you some shit all day, but if you don't do shit with the knowledge, I'll be wasting my time and you be wasting your time. And time is something you don't give back. And that's what I don't like to do with people. That's why I don't be replying to a lot of y'all messages. I don't be having no responses to what I'm doing because watch the video, spend time educating yourself. You can lead the horse to the lake, but you can't make it drink. If the motherfucker's gonna do it, it's gonna do it. But it know the route, and then the horse would be dumb if it don't go back to that route if it's thirsty, right? So you'd be a double dummy, not to take advantage of what's being shown to you and opportunities being presented to you. And at the end of the day, we all get the same 24 hours a day. What you do with your time is what you do with your time. My money making activities might be looking different from your money making activities. But at the end of the day, you got to get your shit done. What I do with my money making activities is what I've been showing y'all. I'm creating art, and this art is for sale. This art can reach millions of people, depending on if I can get the website out there, the information out there. And just because I post one video, don't mean the whole world gonna know about my shit. I gotta make enough noise. I gotta be stroll stopper, and we learn how to do this, how to create content so people can stop strolling, check out your shit, get to know who you is, check out what you got going on, and you on from there. It's about the momentum. And I've been doing this shit for almost a year. But, people been in the game longer than me. They got way more momentum than me, and they got way more passion on what they're doing. That's why they're still doing it. And that's motivation, to see somebody enjoy what they do. Also, do it well. It's a lot of people creating content, but a lot of people don't have stroll stopping stuff, or they out here looking for content to create. You know, it really ain't much to think about. You just share a little bit of yourself, and that's what it is. The people gonna find you, they gonna like you, and it's just what it is. You're not. What I have ain't for everybody. I'm not trying to convince nobody or nothing. I'm just sharing what I have. If it's for you, it's for you. Great. And the rest. speak for itself. I don't have like if you don't understand what I got going on, it's not for you. It's simple, you know. It's a coloring book with instructions on what part to color, what color. It's a done for you step by step blueprint. All you do is check out the videos. It's strategically set in order for you to succeed and be on your way and maintain your situation. It's not just a bunch of videos. Go look through it and good luck. And a lot of people got shit out there like that. No, it's nothing like that. It's live mentorship. So when you get stuck, people in the community can help you. Even myself, if I'm not available, which I usually am if we're on the same frame. I don't make time for the shit that ain't trying to help me grow. And it just is what it is. Like I don't make time for a lot of shit because I don't. I don't have time for certain shit if it ain't about growth and elevation. Because if you're not growing, you're staying the same, and that's basically you're gonna fade away. Seeing those gifties where it'll be like, I'm waiting on the perfect man and that motherfucker a skeleton. Or I'm waiting on the perfect woman and that motherfucker a skeleton. You'll be fucking waiting, wait on it. Cause shit, it ain't no such thing, basically. If you think I'm gonna be making time for the bullshit, wait on it. If you're not making time for yourself or your dreams, you waiting on yourself, right? You waiting on yourself to finally get it together, finally have the courage, finally to fucking be real with yourself. And that moment might be the time where you meeting Christ or your creator and they're telling you start over. Or he's telling you depart from me, you never knew me because you don't represent me like you do all this other bullshit you represent. And that's some real. And we think we have all the time to get it together, but we don't. We all travel the same road. We all give our time to Christ. We all spend time getting to know Christ. I know God for myself. It ain't nothing I have to believe in. I don't need nobody to help me believe anything. I don't know what you know, and I don't have your beliefs because I know what I know. You have to know for yourself. What you believe in don't make me anything. It don't fucking help me do anything. You could believe in the tooth fairy. What the fuck that do for me, right? Especially if I don't know the tooth fairy and I don't believe. It just is what it is. So that belief word gets thrown around a lot, just like the love word gets thrown around a lot. Love is an action. It's not something I tell you. Um, we could read the book of love from Christ Himself, and we're gonna do that actually, because a lot of people get a lot of things confused, and they have a false narrative on what things are. You out here fucking lost and confused, and they trying to confuse everybody else with the bullshit because it sounds a lot of people easily led astray. Yo, what up? Read, um, read the book of love, the verse of love in Corinthians, I believe, or Colossians, chapter 13. I was sharing with my followers the real meaning of love and why it's not something to be easily tossed around and easily led astray. Nicely well put. For someone out here seeking balance, spirituality, and physical well being, what advice would you give to them? As I advocate for mental health awareness, and I believe it's important for people to know, unwind, to process thoughts, emotions, and to know that it's a part of your well being. It's a part of physical health. It's important to be mindful of taking care of your No. Also, share with them how it's important and in balance with success in entrepreneurship. Well, yeah, that's just a little word from my consultant. Share with you all. You see the type of conversations we have this week for you all.